Hey, Ma. What's up, Evo? What's happening, kids? It's Monday night again. What's up, Braden? What's happening? It was like negative. It's like -4 this morning. Yeah, it was -4 this morning when I headed out to work. And it warmed up like 15 degrees from home to work. So the heat wave was plus 11. Right now we're not snowing. We did get some snow on Sunday. Um, what do you tell them reporters off? The snowmobiles are out hot and heavy tonight, I hear. Been hearing them drive all around, and I'm not surprised. Finally, all right, Max, welcome. So yeah, snowmobiles are out. We finally have enough rideable snow around here, but it won't last long. All the guys will have all the trails pounded, and they won't be worth passing. The sad thing is you gotta go north. If you want a snowmobile in Michigan, the further north you go, the better you are. Especially in the central upper peninsula on the northern border, on the north end. Oh yeah. That's where good snowmobiling is. One of my Lone Wrench, what's happening? Turbo Tom. Hastings isn't that far away from me. Yeah, Marquette. Yeah, great snowmobiling in Marquette. Yes. Crash, what's happening? Oh, Faith showed up too? I didn't see Faith. Yeah, great snowmobiling up in Marquette and northern Wisconsin too. I love vintage snowmobiles. I always have, but I don't want to own one. I don't want to drag it all over Hell's Half Acre just to enjoy it. I'd rather take my time and make my motorcycle better for the longer riding season. Okay, Braden says, I hear Michigan gets a lot of snow but doesn't get real cold weather. You guys are lucky you guys get the snow and not the cold weather. The heck, we don't get the cold weather. Yeah, yeah. Ironwood in the UP. All of the UP's good. Thumper the Sweaty Fat Guy is Western UP. And I'd love to go visit him. He's a cool dude. He's cool enough, like, if him and I lived in the same town, we'd totally be hanging out. Oh, yeah. So, oh, I don't have snowmobiles anymore. Oh, yeah, Thumper is great. Yeah, him and I would totally be hanging out. We just click. Me and Ray just click. Polaris 500 Edge 2002, 2015 Polaris 800 Pro Switchback, and a 340 Indy Light. I bet you that 340 Indy Light is a fun little machine. Not a powerhouse, but nimble. Like, really take it out and really carve it up. I have a PS5. Awesome, Faith. So there's an entire trail system that runs all over Michigan, and it's like a highway, kind of, except it's all like, you know, of speed limits and curves, and people donate their land to be used for the trails and so on and so forth. But you can go all the way travel up the state via the trails. And one winter on a bet, my uncle's business partner got on his snowmobile locally to me, got on his snowmobile in Southwest Michigan, and he rode from his garage up to the Upper Peninsula on his snowmobile. And he did nothing but ride the trail system all the way up. Now, he made it all the way across Michigan, all the way up from Southwest, all the way up to Mackinac Bridge. You can't ride your snowmobile on Mackinac Bridge. So he paid a guy to load his snowmobile on a trailer, and he rode in the truck, and they took him across Mackinac Bridge. And then he got back on his snowmobile, and he got back out to the trail system and continued where he was going. I think he went to Marquette on his snowmobile. He rode it all the way from Southwest Michigan to the Upper Peninsula. And the only time he didn't ride it was to cross the bridge, only because he couldn't. That was a heck of a ride. Wanted to own a dirt bike. Dirt bikes are a lot of fun. They are a lot of fun. I highly recommend it, but they can be dangerous if you don't use them properly. My first motorcycle was a dirt bike, a Yamaha. I think it was a TX 125 in a real beautiful metal flake blue with a white stripe. It was wore out old pile, but got me around. It was my ride. And my neighbor had a 73 250, and it was a dark green bike with a white stripe. And I'm getting all gutsy and riding this 125, this wore out 125. I didn't know any better. And I'm like, hey, bud, can I drive your green bike? He goes, you can start it, you can drive it. So I go over and I start it, and it was a hell of an engine because it was high compression. I got it started, and I rode it and started feeding that thing to beans, and I'm like, oh, my bike's 125 cc's. This is just a 250. It's just double the displacement. Well, little did I know that it wasn't just double the displacement, but it was a hot rebuilt engine, and mine was old, slow, and worn out. It was his wife's motorcycle. And so I'm taking this thing out. Now I'm feeding the beans to it just like I would my motorcycle. And this thing's coming alive under it. I scared the living crap out of myself a few times. But then again, it was just because I was an inexperienced rider, now finally playing with something that has power. Yeah. There's only one NNN I'm not real fond of, but she is new. I might warm up a bit next year. Okay. Noted, Colleen. Ironwood, Michigan is only an hour and a half from me. Okay, you're Snowmobile Paradise. Yeah, it's sled heads are big. I've never seen a snowmobile for sale here. There are lots of side-by-sides to play in the dirt, though. What you'd really like to see, Max, is snowmobikes. And what they do is they take a snowmobile and then they take the it does nothing special. Hey, Southern Batman, what's going on? So they take a snowmobile and they take the whole drive system out of it, and then they put a motorcycle wheel and tire and then run that as chain drive, because usually the snowmobiles drive a belt with chain drive anyway. and snow bikes. And yeah, there was a whole bunch of guys that around here probably 10, 15 years ago that were doing snow bikes, and they were all Polarises. And so if I was going to do a snow bike, which I totally would, I want a Polaris XC700, white and purple and pink. Yeah, that's a screaming sled, so vintage sled. So that'd be what I want for my snow bike. Yep, it's front ski on the motocross bike. The all the bikes I seen with dirt bikes I seen with skis on the back of them usually carried a passenger, um, more or less to have as much weight over the back tire so you actually would track. A lot of times we would stud and pick their tires too to encourage way more traction. Um, we do ice racing around here. I'm hoping to catch them this winter at the lake local to me, and because it's just a little club and they do ice racing. And last year it was during our Winterfest celebration, which means this little itty bitty lake that I live near is just swamped with a whole bunch of people, and you can't do anything for a day or two. And it's a good time, but yeah, it was just way too many people, and I wasn't going to be able to get the shots that I wanted. And I said, "Oh, I know. I'll just go swing over to my friends' places, and I'll hang out there and then film because they live lakefront, and I'll just film right out their front windows. They're too far away. They're on the other side of the lake." Like I went over to my one friend's place and stopped in, said hi, and I said, "I just want to see something." And I walked into their front room overlooking the lake, and yeah, these little blips over on the other side was where I was trying to. It's like, no, video wasn't happening. But yeah, ice racing is cool on dirt bikes, and they do road courses and they do oval. But there's a problem now, is that state of Michigan has implemented a 55 miles an hour everywhere um speed limit. So that means in a boat, in a car, in a, whatever you're driving, where you're driving it, 55 miles an hour is the speed limit. So guys can't go out and let it all hang out on the lake like they used to be able to, because you can't go faster than 55. Well, then again, if the cops aren't there to catch you. Have you been to Oshkosh? No, I have not been to Oshkosh. You guys have a lot of endure and cross country over by you for snowmobile racing. Oh, endurance and cross country. Um, and lake racing. Yeah, I don't. There used to be the one lake by us. They used to set up the speed traps, and then you could actually be timed. And one of the local legend, Tom Earhart, he's in the Michigan Motorsports Hall of Fame. Tom Earhart had a snowmobile called Budweiser that had two six-cylinder um, Mercury Marine outboards on it, and he set a speed record of like 150 miles an hour with Budweiser on my lakes speed trap back when they did it. So that's actually pretty cool. Oshkosh is in Wisconsin, and I have only been through Wisconsin a few times. Been usually just cruising through. I haven't spent any quality time in Wisconsin. I did bring home Spotted Cow beer from New Glarus Brewing. That's like a Wisconsin like standard. Cheetos 777, what's happening? Yeah, I've noticed that when the ice racing club comes out, they don't set up the speed oval as much as they do a road course, and I think they do that on purpose. So nobody really breaks out and starts really ripping. Absolutely, Cheetos. It's been a long minute since you've come and graced us with your presence. Welcome. And I'm kind of excited to see, because of our cold temperatures, we're starting to get some ice on the lake. And that's nice to see. Because got to do some ice fishing. I mean, what else is there to do in the winter here in Michigan? Oh, yeah, catch them crappies through the ice and bluegill. Yeah. Favorite car? It's always changing. Anyone here fished in Minoka, Wisconsin? No, I've not fished in Wisconsin at all, but I would like to. We drove right through Camp Douglas, and I didn't realize that there was a Flying Fortress there. I would have totally stopped and taken that in, which is like a B-29, I think it is, which is just an awesome aircraft. B-29 was copied by the Russians. They seized one and they copied it. You live in Wyoming? Oh, I know where Wyoming is. Wyoming the state? I bet Wyoming the state. Am I the only one in fairly warm weather now? I believe so, Max. Yeah, here right now, right now, we're looking at a balmy 13 degrees. Well, I'll take you outside. Maybe we'll see some snowmobiles ride up and down the trail. It gets dark at 5:30, so won't be daylight. But get you flipped around here. Here's my front yard. Look at all this snow. That's our planter box and our rose bush in there. And there's got to be that black thing. That's the bottom, the top of the planter box. So there's probably 15 inches, probably 18 inches of snow in the highest point there. But yeah, we haven't shoveled off the deck yet. And ho ho ho, there's my Christmas tree. All right. Lots of free ice for your Coke. Pepsi Max, Pepsi. And as a matter of fact, here in the foyer, that's my beer. And there's my pop. I keep it right here on the porch. I don't even put it in the freezer. Snowmobiles. Hear them? Get after it, son. American Pepsi, not Mexican Pepsi. That sled sounded good. Oh, I'm sure they're out there, but they suck. Besides, I'm sure they're out there, but I haven't seen an electric snowmobile. Oh yeah, I heard them. Nice. There's shop truck down the way, all covered in snow. Oh yeah, the batteries just love the cold. You're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I'd show you what my yard looks like. Ah! Yeah, they've been running up and down the trail, plus running to the trail, up and down the road. Yeah, it's nuts. Today's snowmobiles make like a couple hundred horsepower, if not more. Back when I was playing with them, if you were doing anything better than 100 horsepower, you were making some serious snort. So, how things have changed. But then again, that's also two strokes. And then these are now basically cars that ride on snow. They're fuel injected, they're turbocharged, they're four-stroke, they're four-cylinder. They have a 10,000 RPM tack with no red line. You won't be able to rev it high enough to hurt it. And if they even have a starter on them anymore, a pull start, the rope's only 6 inches long. It's just basically a suggestion. And yeah, a lot of times the newest snowmobiles are electric start. And yeah. Yeah, all winter long, I don't even plug in the fridge for my the beer fridge in my shop. It's not even plugged in. It's unplugged all winter long. About the same time I start pulling out my motorcycles, I'll plug in the beer fridge and start putting beer out there. Otherwise, all winter long, it's on the porch. Did the same thing at my last house. Beer was on the porch all winter. Canadian cooler's got to be good for something, right? Well, a small car these days can run from the cops at 130 miles an hour. Why wouldn't they make a 200 horse snowmobile? Oh yeah, you can probably run away from the cops on a snowmobile doing 160 plus if you really want to do it. Fastest I've ever been on ever has been 160 on a snowmobile. That was fast. Because any motorcycle 200 horse is a death wish. No, any motorcycle 400 horsepower and above is a death wish. My 94 Camaro Z28 convertible shut down at 106 and compacts can now go way past that. Yep. Yeah, good old safety. Go ahead and hop on a 1000cc crotch rocket and close the speedo and talk to me then. Yeah. Leader bikes, leader crotch rocket is it is a lot of bike. Oshkosh has a beach that I go with my oldest sister. Okay. Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Isn't that where, Oshkosh tractors are from, like the cement mixers and stuff? And then Oshkosh used to make, the big heavy duty trucks from back in the day. How many cc's do snowmobiles max out around? Oshkosh or baby's clothes, bagosh. Hey Mohawk. CCs like small snowmobiles are going to be like 340s, 440s, 580s, 600s, 700s, 1000s. Back in the day, you had the 700cc Arctic Cat Thundercats. And the Thundercat was quite the machine back in the day. It was very heavy, though, but straight line fast. And you have like, well, you had these super light power plants, like even though they're, 900 cc's and a triple, but it also weighs in at like 28 pounds. So you've got something very powerful and very light. Yeah, and they still are. Yeah, Thundercat is still a big deal. One of the old sleds of legend. Um, at the same time, to compete against the Arctic Cat, the Polaris had the 600 triple, like an XCSP or a XC, and no, XC was the 700 twin, like an Indy Special, Indy Light, no, Indy Special XCSP, maybe. But those were 600 cc's, 3 cylinders, and probably 80, 90 horsepower. Yamaha had a VMAX 2-stroke 4-cylinder snowmobile engine that was 750 cc's. And I think they made a 900 too. But that was pretty cool. Those things would actually hang it out too. A lot of guys love the Bombardier Skidoos, with all the Rotax power. But going super duper fast on snow isn't my thing. I'd rather putt around. Actually, a snowmobile that I would like is like the original Skidoos, like the Olympiques, like the French spelling of Olympic. That's a canary yellow bubble hood snowmobile with a 1-cylinder engine and top speed of maybe 45, but that'd be like strangulating her to do it. But those things are like the Swiss Army knives of snowmobiles. As long as it's running, it's going somewhere. It's amazing. Like they go in places no modern snowmobile would dare go, and it's not going to win any races, but it'll get there. Yeah, Thundercats. Not that kind of Thundercat. What was the other hot snowmobiles of that time? Because that's all everyone talked about all winter long in high school was fast snowmobiles. And my uncle and his brother had tricked out Polaris triples. My one uncle had reverse, and my other uncle didn't have reverse. Otherwise, it was the same snowmobile, and it got the same treatment. And they were brandy new, and they were up north at the cabin, and they're riding around with my one uncle's snowmobile kept eating belts, and because of how they had the I'm okay. Call on duty. Yamaha SRX triple with hook growlers. So he's his clutch is hanging up sometimes and chewing up belts quicker than usual. And so just to be safe, they rode to the local Polaris dealer by their cabin, and he comes in and they can see the sleds from the front of the dealership where my uncle's pulled up to go in to get a belt. And there's other customers in the store. And the guy sees my uncle and talks to him a minute and realizes who they are. And then he keeps brushing them off for a minute, and takes care of everyone else until they leave. Now it's just my uncles and this guy in the dealership. And he's like, it's you guys that are making me look bad. I'm happy I finally get to meet you. And my uncles both go, what? Huh? He goes, I got guys coming here buying brand new sleds, and they're telling me about these two dudes that got the same sleds that they do. And you guys just walk away from them. And he goes, now they come to me telling me there's something wrong with my snowmobile because two guys with the same sled I've got left me. But then again, they got pipes and clutch work and jets and you know, they had a bunch of goodies thrown on their sled. So of course they're a little more stout. But yeah, the guy was not too happy with my uncles. And they didn't purposely do anything wrong, but it's just how it was working out. Arctic Cat, Suzuki, John Deere. Okay, Arctic Cat, Suzuki, John Deere, Kawasaki. Yep. Kawasaki Invader and a John Deere Liquefier, Invader 440 and Liquefier 440, same sled. Pretty confident. Yeah, they're Kawasaki's. The liquefiers are actually pretty neat. Instead of it actually having a radiator on it, it still has a radiator, but it's not where you think it would be. It is, the radiator runs flat and it's beneath the seat. So what you're sitting on is you're actually sitting on top of the radiator. And then how it is cooled is it depends on the snow getting flung up into the pan, and that cascade of snow inside the pan is what keeps the sled cool. It's an interesting setup. Might have to go to the dentist. That's not cool. Good morning. Yeah, VMAX 4. I rode the 750 version, and it was black and silver. Man, that sled was cool. It looked cool. Sitting still, it looked cool. Danster, what's going on? Depends on how cold your farts were. Well, you know, farts aren't cold. They're actually pretty warm. And if you wear bibs and you're ice fishing, and then you fart in your bibs, it comes up to visit you while you're sitting down. So just remember that. Gin and vermouth time. Oh, he's mixing stuff into his gin. Danster, are you going to invest in a high dollar martini shaker? Are you going to be doing vodka martinis next, like James Bond, shaken, not stirred? Cannot go wrong with green. Okay, so I like Honda's first and Kawasaki's second. Kawasaki's always been a lot more performance oriented. Kawasaki wasn't afraid to put a hot motorcycle in the hands of capable people. But Honda has a tendency, yes, they make hot machines, but Honda tends to be just a tad bit more vanilla in that regard. Gin and squirt were my favorites. No, whiskey and squirt. Slow screws too. One of my ex-girlfriends loved a slow screw, and I mean the drink. Well, but seriously, she did love the slow screw drink. Did you hear all the different Red 40 dyes that are getting banned by January 27? Pretty much half of the foods in the store are getting taken off of the shelf. I'm not surprised. Red 40 dye is made from crude oil refined from underneath the ground, bunch of chemicals, food coloring. Well, Braden, there's synthetic caffeine that's being derived from crude oil also. So, you know, and some of these highly caffeinated drinks are actually using the synthetic caffeine. So that's why you'll see sometimes now an energy drink will be advertised with natural caffeine. So that was actually derived from natural sources. My first bike was an 84 GPZ 900. Okay. My first bike was a 72 Honda CL350 Scrambler. Burgundy white wing stripe on the tank, and it had chrome scrambler pipes that ran underneath my right leg, and it didn't have it had loud mufflers. And that bike was actually a bunch of fun. Never trust a girl who doesn't like the slow screw. Southern Comfort and pink grapefruit juice. I got my absolute fill of Southern Comfort, and I never, ever, 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 ever will touch it again. I worked on a farm for a while, and the guy who ran the show was a raging alcoholic, a high functioning alcoholic. And he carried a pint of Southern Comfort in his back pocket always, and had spares in his truck. And then every piece of equipment on the farm had a bottle of Southern Comfort stashed on it. So at first I was like, he didn't care. Okay. I drive this around, and well, yeah, it sucks really bad because you still, drunk or not, like you got to work like the old man works, and the old man's been working at doing this a long time. And yeah, I still like peppermint schnapps. There's a drink up here for the ice fishermen, and it's called a snowshoe. And a snowshoe is the two things that you'll always find out on if somebody's drinking liquor. Usually you don't want to bring beer out on the ice because they'll freeze. And then either you're slamming beers, like open a beer and slam it if you're sitting outside. So that's why sometimes people will bring peppermint schnapps out on the ice, or they'll bring out blackberry brandy on the ice. And I like blackberry brandy. So, but you take the peppermint schnapps, the blackberry brandy, you mix it 50-50, and then that is a snowshoe. And yeah, I used to bring snowshoe. Peppermint mocha coffee this morning. Wow. My first bike was a Schwinn. Geez, alcohol on a farm is sacking, definitely. Yeah, and the old joke is you pass the bottle, like I'd carry a flask of it with me on the ice, and then tell everyone what it is, and you pass the flask, and everyone takes a drink, and then you take it again, and then you take another drink, and you pass it again, because you can't walk home on one snowshoe. You'll just walk in circles. Fox Dude. Olive juice. It's a dirty martini, but no olives because I have chew in. Ah, gotcha. Gotcha. So a dirty martini. I see. So you're gonna get like blue cheese stuffed olives. I don't even think that would sound good. Do they use blue cheese stuffed olives? I know you use olives in a martini, but I wonder if you'd use the blue cheese stuffed ones. Just spit the chew out though. BRB. Pimento, yeah, pimento stuffed. Oh, I like garlic stuffed um cocktail olives. I like garlic stuffed olives too. How many coffee beans should be in a mimosa? Mimosas don't have coffee beans. Mimosas is champagne and orange juice, Braden. Finish the video of the 74. I have no idea. I don't drink anymore anyway. I drink, yeah, garlic olives rock. I drink way less than what I used to. That's okay. That's what I figured, Braden. I believe 47. Yeah. So I always like it when people mix stimulants with depressants, because alcohol is a depressant. And then caffeine and other uppers are stimulants. So yeah, Red Bull and Jaeger for the wide awake drunk that everyone loves. Why won't he just go pass out? No, we gave him Red Bull. They say your 2 or 3 should be an espresso martini. When you get done, they'll serve it to you. I will drink when I'm in the Philippines. It's cheap. Oh, okay. Found out the other day Mike Finnegan is a Spotted Cow fan. He knows good beer when he tastes one. I would love to have a beer with Mike Finnegan. I like the fact that he seems just like the guy that you see on camera is the guy that you're going to talk to. And that's great. He's not fake. At least I don't think he is. I used to drink coffee all day at work and then come home and smoke some pot. I would have anxiety, so I'd go to the bar and drink. I'd cut the coffee out. Bratislava. I have no idea where Bratislava is. Man, there's guys I know that, like, right now, if I needed to go find them, I wouldn't even bother going to their house. I go to the bar first. And that's where they're at. And if I need to talk to them. And I don't know how somebody can go hold court every day at the bar and drink their fill at the bar and then head home. And I don't know how they do it. It gets pricey, especially drinking at the bar. Bourbon and Coke premix is about $13 over here, over the counter here. Same drink in the Philippines is about $3. Yeah. Yeah, good cocktail around here is everything's gotten insane. I think it was maybe Czechoslovakia, but one of the guys was shown around town, and they went to a pub, and there they serve beer in these like 1.5 liter mugs. They're huge, and there they keep bringing, when you drink it down to a certain level, unless you tell them not to, they bring you another beer. So they keep bringing you beers. That's the only place. Like here, it's you finish your drink. Would you like another? Yes. There, it's like, of course I want another drink. I'll let you know when I don't want another drink. So she'll come in and look at your glass, and you quick put your hand on top to let her know you're done. But what an interesting culture. Water sports games and professional sports games are now $5 a pop. Oh yeah. We would make girls cringe. Vodka. Dang, Mohawk. A little of today rum is $6. The good 12-year-old is $10 in Philippines. Okay. Never go to another sports event unless the World Series is close. I mean, I definitely go to a baseball game. Yeah, I go to a baseball game. My favorite is Blue Label. Oh, yeah, Johnny Blue. Johnny Blue's good. Around here, at least it used to be, the airline bottle of Johnny Walker Blue is $30. It's good stuff, though. That's good stuff. He's talking about 12-year-old alcohol. Yes. I've got I've got like booze put back from 2008 and 2009, 2012. I have a half gallon of Crown Royal that I put that I wrote the date on. I've had that since 2008. So whiskey only gets better with time. I was always told that like gin and rum and vodka doesn't age well. Drink it up. Wine and whiskey are the ones that actually get better as time progresses. Did you try the new Blackberry Crown Royal? I usually do not dabble in the flavored Crown Royals. When I drink Crown, it's regular Crown or it's unflavored. I would much rather have like a Crown Special Reserve or a Crown or just regular Crown Royal. Ma has a bottle of Dad's Tanqueray and he wrote the date on it, 89. I prefer, never had Australian rum. I was told that rum from Jamaica is really good too. Rum is made from fermented molasses. Vodka is made from potatoes. Whiskey is made from corn. Gin is made from what is the I can't think of it. Not currants. Is it currants? I think it's made from currants. No, not grains. I think Patron is my favorite tequila. That's made from the agave plant. Potatoes makes vodka. I don't like tequila for the most part. I guess you're gonna have to test, and figure that one out. What brand? No, I don't think. Actually, it's kind of interesting. I like to make wine. The activated yeast eats the sugar, and then the waste from the yeast is alcohol and carbon dioxide. Oh, yes. I could see that. Yeah, that ouzo. What is a liver? I heard it's evil and it needs to be punished. Yeah, a friend of mine's dad used to make some really great homemade wine. Never really been a wine guy though, but I try his stuff from now and then. How can you make your own homemade alcohol with just things around the house? Basically you just need you need juice, you need sugar, and you need yeast. Whether you actually buy yeast, brewer's yeast, which I recommend it be brewer's yeast, but Right down to a piece of bread. You can get the yeast from that to make, yep, good old prison hooch. Uh, 200 proof apple pie. Yep, stomp some grapes. But yeah, usually, um, usually if you're making wine, you got to have, like, you can just make simple wine from grape juice. So, can you make money by doing YouTube? I have a feeling that must be directed at me. Faith, I don't know. Um I'm nowhere near monetary, but monetized. But really, this is not, believe it or not, this is not what I want to do as a career. I don't want to make money doing this. I just want, I mean, if I do, okay, great, but it's not like I'm gonna be like I need to make this go. I need to make this profitable. No Dougster Nation yet. We're working on it. Come on, Dan. Come on, Dan. We're working on it. But yeah, I'm if I make money doing this, then okay, great. But yeah, it's not what I'm after. So I'm sure you can make money. Just how much money do you want to make? Like, I mean, it takes you a long time to accrue $100. Uh, um, it's actually like a big thing for YouTubers to actually get a check. And sometimes because you've got to have over $100 of revenue saved up before YouTube pays out, and it takes guys a long time. So this is basically, I'm doing this stuff anyway. I'm already working on a truck. I work on my motorcycles and I do all the things that I do. It's all stuff I'm already doing. So just decided to take everyone on the ride with me. Want to make a ton of money so I can save up and buy a house. Well, the best way to make a ton of money is to work hard and be thrifty with it. Uh, you don't want to get upside down in credit cards at all. Credit cards are evil. Uh, Save your money and pay for stuff outright. Don't finance it. Don't use Klarna. Don't use any of that stuff. Stay away from the credit cards. Save your money and pay for the stuff that you want. And Long Island iced tea. That's booze, 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 with some booze, sweet and sour mix, and a splash of Coke. But yeah, marry a millionaire. But think of this. People who are wealthy, they usually don't have money by spending it. So if you just make good financial decisions and like actually save up. Faith, check out a guy. His name is Dave Ramsey. Listen to what he has to say. You want to make a bunch of money? Do it by legal means and scrimp and save. He'll show you how to do it. You know, everything I've done on my truck, I've paid for cash money. I have not financed anything, and nor will I. Everything I do is cash money. Right down to paying my car insurance twice a year. I just go and pay 6 months of car insurance and be done with it. And that works out so much nicer than monthly payments. And I save like $400 or $500 a year doing it that way too. So it just makes good sense. So you can do better by spending your money wiser. Depends on what you consider a lot of money. Probably in her eyes, a couple $100,000 would be a lot of money, and that could get her a house. Hey, good night, Evo. Nice hanging with you, man. Frank, what's going on? Welcome. Only car payments I ever made was when I bought a car from a friend. And I paid as I earned rather than reaching into savings. Yep. Yeah, I've never had car payments or anything like that. Never had a credit card either. My house is the only thing I ever bought where I didn't actually have that much money. Right. Now that's totally okay, is your house payment. Tutti Frutti, when mixed right, tastes like Hawaiian Punch with about 130 proof. Yeah, that's the stuff that guys hit hard. Even though you warn them, it's like, that has a lot of booze to it. You don't want to drink a lot of that. I know what I'm doing. And then they drink a whole bunch of it. And then later, they're going and taking a nap in the corner. I wonder why. Oh, what was that stuff we used to buy the 2 liter in Indiana? It wasn't available here in Michigan. What was it? It was Everclear brand, Purple Passion. Purple Passion. It's like a wine cooler. And in Indiana, you could buy it by the 2 liter. I'd bring one of those to a party, and that thing would disappear. It's like, crack it, take a sip, pass it around, might get another sip, and I get handed back an empty bottle. Everybody liked those. I got started. Glad I started my 401k back in 85. I had a lot of money, but then I retired and built a new home. I got a credit card for about 30 years, but I knew not to buy stuff without being able to pay it off at the month. Yes. Yes. Everclear Punch was the rage in the 80s. Yes, it was. Trash can parties used to be the rage in the 90s. And I got educated quick on trash can parties. Basically, what a trash can party is that you take a new trash can, and you basically just start pouring booze and fruit juice in it. And everyone brings something to add to it. And then it just bangs you out of your gourd. And then I learned about sweet trash cans and sour trash cans, like sweet liquors, and then you're like your gins and your rums and your vodkas and or no, the sweet would be like the vodka or the gin. Rum's made from fermented molasses. Or dormitory metal trash can. It does have a hwang to it. Yeah, I'd much rather, like, trash can party. No thanks. I've had my fill of all that. I'd much rather have like well, it depends on what you're doing. If you're around a fire, it's just a can of beer. I'm simple. Most of the time, it's just a can of beer. Every once in a while, I'll have 3 fingers of whiskey and some ice cubes. Well, what it basically is you're covering up the taste of the booze. Everybody wants to get drunk, but nobody wants to taste the booze. They just want to get drunk. And I never understood that. But okay. I do enjoy just sipping. What's the best moonshine? Stuff made by the old boys in the holler. Through a trash can parties with big metal 1970s. Freaking big old lakes of booze. What's the best moonshine? Yeah, if it's commonly available, it's probably not that good. Guy I met is a copper knocker. Actually, he makes things out of sheet copper. Like he'll make you kettles and all sorts of other stuff. And I think the sexiest part of a movie was Selma Hayek dance scene from Dusk to Dawn. That is pretty sexy. No, I sent them trash cans a flying with my bumper. Ah, I understand. Trash can in orbit. Many years ago, we were goofing off all night, and we would go to the 24-hour store called Meijer here in Michigan. And then one particular night, we took 10 shopping carts in the parking lot. This is like 2 a.m. We took 10 shopping carts and we lined them up like bowling. And then one of us would reach out the passenger window of my friend's car. And then he would take off like a streak of crap. And then the idea is he would go straight for the shopping carts. And at the last second, he'd veer to the left. And then you had to aim and let go of the shopping cart, and that one shopping cart would crash into it like bowling. And I am so surprised that we never got in trouble for doing that. Because one time we did it for like an hour and a half before we finally said, nah, we've had enough, we better go. Toothache, no problem. Have a double shot of Everclear and a splash of maraschino cherry juice. Apple knockers or vodka and apple cider. Yeah, that would be really good. That'd be really good. Yeah, we did all sorts of dumb stuff at night. Another time, we didn't have the cart set up like bowling, but we did that same thing, and my friend took the car up to probably 50, and then we just turned it straight towards nothing and towards the woods, and that cart went across and it slammed into the curb, and then the whole thing picks up and does this huge end over end, and it flies into the woods, and we all go, wow, that was actually pretty cool. All right, time to go. We get the hell out of there. Dumb stuff. Another time we were at Meijer, 2:00 in the morning, and we seen our friend's Dodge Omni. And what we would do is little cars like that, there was 4 of us, we'd pick up the back of the car and set it sideways in a parking spot so they were parked in. And it's, like I said, 2:00 in the morning. And we get there and we run over to the car, and it's fall, winter, and the windows are all foggy, which is normal. We pick up the back of the car to move it over, and you see this on the inside hatch glass. Him and his girlfriend are in the car taking a nap. That was funny. what the are you doing? He hollers at us. They were, never had cookies and cream moonshine. Yeah, that was funny. We used to make gallons of lemonade and mixed up just enough vodka so you could barely taste the drink at the track and nobody knew. Yeah. At first no one knew, but eventually you'll start smelling like alcohol. Worked at a Burger King, had a manager who was a high functioning alcoholic, and he would mix peppermint schnapps with Sprite, and he chewed minty gum all day, and he thought that he was flying under the radar. He stunk like a bottle of alcohol, like rubbing alcohol. He was fooling nobody, but he did a good job. That was the craziest thing of all. Is he did a good job, but he was a drunk. This time I'm add olive juice. Here goes another snowmobile. Really chooching it. My friend Ron tried to rip the door handles off his 73 Mustang by driving into garbage cans, street signposts, street light poles. Remember what 73 door handles looked like? We had fun. He was pickled. Yeah, he was pickled. He was blowing bubbles from both ends. Yeah, he was just amazing. All right, I'm going to run over and refill my water glass. And no, I am not peeing off of camera. I'm only going to the refrigerator. And then Christmas tree. All right, be right back.
How'd your potatoes turn out?
Oh, great. There's some in the fridge if you want to try. That recipe turned out great. We'll definitely do it again. I didn't realize it was that easy, babe. Yeah, everyone at work seemed to like it. Ooh, ooh, yeah. Hell of a bee. Yeah, about a quart. To get some alcoholic beverages. I drank a few beers over the weekend. It's kind of weird, back in the day, it'd be nothing for me to, like, on a weekend to drink. Arnold. It would be nothing for me to. You hear slippers. Yep, that was Lady Dougster walking through the house. She just woke up. It's actually impressive how much less I drink. Like case of beer, at least a case of beer over the weekend. And then now a case of beer could last me a month. Remember Cash for Clunkers? Oh, yes. That's where Ron's Mustang was supposed to go. But then the tow truck driver came to get it and said, no way I'm paying for that. There's nothing I can use. Huh. Nice to know I'm not the only guy whose mustache looks like a well-used paintbrush. Who's that stumbling out of the woods? State your business or prepare to get warned. We shot him right on the old two-holer. Snowmobile went by. See if we can't run outside real quick and hear some more snowmobiles. I think there's more. Nope. There's my yard. More snow. Well, dang it. I thought there was going to be another snowmobile. All right. Back inside. Yeah, we finally got some rideable snow and everyone's got their toys out. Yep, winter wonderland for sure. Water winter wonderland here in the great state of Michigan. Oh! Snow's about gone. What? Oh, Dan lives in southern Ohio, and he says that his snow's about gone. You might think about all the deer you might get up there from drunk drivers, but it's the deer that are drunk from fermenting apples. This is true. Hey, Coperino. You sure did. I don't know why you choose to. I mean, you can helicopter for all I care. I can't see it. There's also bears that will eat a bunch of berries in the fall, and then they go hibernate, and then all the natural sugars and everything ferments, and then they wake up all drunk. So, yeah, that's great. That just makes me laugh. Drunk bears. Oh. Pants are for non-quitters. And everything would stop. Yes. I think I hear a snowmobile, but I'm not running outside again. Yeah. Yeah, the wrong, like around here, I mean, you get an inch of snow and that's just what that's just another day here. But like in Texas, an inch of snow, that's going to stop like 3/4 of the state. My uncle, who was born and raised here, talks about living in North Carolina, and they measure storms by gallons of milk and loaves of bread at the store that are sold. The worse the storm, the more you won't find milk and bread. First time I experienced heated seats. That's funny. Had lots of bear scat in our yard. We also had to chase the coyotes that were trying to get to my two dogs. Um, don't you know? Alabama, Tennessee border, don't you know? Up north where my uncle's cabin is, there is one of the neighbors, this is in the 90s, put up some 6x6 posts for a clothesline, and they hadn't went back out. They just set the posts and built the T-posts, but they hadn't put the lines on it yet. And then they would go, the neighbors, that was their weekend property, so they were only up there, and so they set them one weekend, and then they come back the next to finish it, and a bear had tuned them both up as a scratching post, and they were all scared, and they were talking to my uncle and my aunt. Oh my God, I didn't realize. And he's like, yeah, I mean, they're not gonna bother you, but they're around. Yeah, I definitely need to go down and visit the South. I want to go. I think Tennessee would be a lot of fun. Uh, Maybe get shown around by like Lars and JB. I think those guys would be two just excellent tour guides and cool company. Anywho, Tennessee is a great place to be arrested. Why would I want to be arrested in Tennessee over anyone else, everywhere else? Mainstream Mopar, what's going on? I do like old school Tennessee license plates. That license plate is shaped like the state of Tennessee. Those are pretty cool. Before the government made a mandatory license plate dimension. They just had a big black bear stop a parade. Wow. That's an awful lot of people. I can't remember where it was, though. I have a hard time sleeping at night, so I play music to help me sleep. Yes? And you know what's amazing is even though you're asleep, your subconscious is still awake. It's weird. Yes, I would love to tour the distillery at Lynchburg for sure. That would be way cool. Have a glass of lemonade there. Yeah. I have a small bottle of I think it's Knob Creek. No. It's the bourbon that's got the wax dip for the cap. My aunt and uncle went there and toured it, and at the end you could bottle your own pour. So she went up to the vat of whiskey and got a ladle full, and they poured it in the bottle and dated it. My dad gave that to me. Trying to think. No, it's not 40 Creek. Maker's Mark. Thank you, Maker's Mark. What's my dog's name? My dog's name is Ruby, like the gem, because she's a red heeler. And she's stuffing her face.
Oh, Ruby. Oh, Ruby.
gotta drink some 151 at the Bacardi plant. Wow. Oh, Ruby, don't take your love to town. Or, yeah.
Guns.
Gun. Yeah, I was only 17 at the time. Stuffy you face dog. Is the cat feeding his face? Nope, cat's not feeding his face.
His name is Ralph.
Oh, Buck and Don. Yeah. Yes, my wife is camera shy.
That's putting it nicely, isn't it?
Yeah. She's not camera shy. She just doesn't want to be on camera.
I just don't like people.
Yeah, that came today. Was that the only thing that was supposed to come?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he's automatic can opener. I'm gonna try it out.
Automatic can opener.
So bad.
Ooh.
Ooh. Hey, don't make fun because if that thing works, I'm getting one too.
I'm not. I actually was. That actually was genuine. No, thank God, the cat hasn't climbed the Christmas tree.
He'll die.
It's very possible.
He'll die a slow, painful death.
Oh, yeah.
Amy knows it.
No, we're happy. Supposedly had a big meteorite fall near Gaylord. Wow.
Gaylord.
Yeah, Gaylord way up north.
I know where Gaylord is.
Yeah, that's her Lions t-shirt. Colleen noticed your face is covered, but she's seen your Woodstock on your t-shirt. Yeah, that's a Lions t-shirt. He was a male cat, if you catch my drift. His name is Miles, like the distance. Not with a Y.
Davis, like the jazz musician.
Miles Davis, like the jazz musician. And then in the corner there, that's where Hawkeye is. That's my pet rat. Yeah, he's in it now.
Oh, shit. You want it?
It's cat. Oh. Cat's stuffing his face now.
Thunder?
I can't hear it.
Now
Yep.
you can.
Yep, it fired up.
It's not hearing it, it's feeling the thunder.
Feeling the thunder? Yeah. And I don't know about all that. Bone Stock 53 LS. Feel the thunder.
Feel the thunder.
Feel the thunder.
It's a little exhausting.
It does have a good, yeah, it does sound pretty good when you first crank it up. Way better than this GMC I got fuel today. There's this GMC next to me, and he lit it up, and the exhaust on the thing sounded horrible. It was snappy, crackly, poppy. It just didn't fit the vehicle.
Oh, shoot. I haven't had to down that door.
Head it out. All right.
Oh, for a minute. Let's go.
Let's go. Three-inch exhaust on a stock smog motor. Faith has 5 subscribers. Holy wow. We'll get up and do the happy dance. That's 5 more than you had before, isn't it? Man, I need to get some video of it. It's been sitting in the same spot for a while. I drove past it the other day and the road was busy. Otherwise, I would have taken video of it. But there is a tractor, one of the big 8-wheeled articulating tractors, the ones that pivot in the middle. It's a smaller one of those, but it burned. It was on fire, and there's not a lot left of the old tractor, ladies and gentlemen. Potato. Oh, okay. I know what Ken wants. Of course, Spud the Spud. Like a Stager, the big green bendy tractors. I don't know what color it originally was, Mohawk. That's how bad this thing is burned. But it could have been a Stager. Yeah, it's not happy. I have a few ideas for the video I want to make. Let me show you something. Actually, some of the cool ones are like Big Buds. You guys ever seen a Big Bud tractor? Those things live up to their name. Those things are monsters. Oh. Ah, look who I found. Miles the cat. And he wants down. Limited time offer. There is a diesel place around here that specializes in Deutz air-cooled tractors. And nah, he really wasn't in the mood for cuddling. He's camera shy too. Can't be that camera shy. Hard to beat those big old steam tractors like Case. There's a family over by us that is they still have the Case steam tractor from back in the day that the family bought brand new. It's actually pretty cool, and the thing is just huge. Few of them Deutz air-cooled jobs ended up in semi-tractors. They sure did. My dad's friend, he had one in a Kenworth cab over that was called Cat Eater, and it was a 12-cylinder Deutz. And when the weather was, when it was above 50 degrees, the Deutz was unstoppable. If it was below 50 degrees, it never got up to operating temperature, and it was very miserable with life.
See ya.
Bye, babe. Love you. Have a good night at work. Oh, yeah. Ferrero Rochers are some of my favorites, and Diane surprised me with a bunch of Ferrero Rochers, so she's helping herself to one right now. Yeah, those Deutz. All right. Bye, babe. Have a nice night at work. Yeah, it was what Dad's friend could do. There was nothing he could do to keep the heat in the engine. It was just, it would blow the cold air on it, and it would just take it below. The oil wouldn't get hot and all sorts of stuff. So all summer long, nobody could touch him. All winter long, everybody could beat him. Few generations of my family worked at the Rock Island Tractor Facility. The only Rock Island that I know of is Rock Island, Illinois. So, Louise, what's happening? So, enlighten me. Is that down in your neck of the woods, Rock Island Tractor Factory? And what tractors? Farm or semi? Not as much as I used to. Not as much. Oh, International, Illinois. Okay, Rock Island, Illinois. Okay, cool. I watch NASCAR racing, but not as much as I used to. I like vintage NASCAR racing. Like I prefer racing when sex was safe and racing was dangerous. Brazil. Well, welcome, Luis. International, the 13-letter Schmidt spreader. That's international. When Dutch and I were at the top secret junkyard, there was an International Scout with V8 in it, and it had its chrome valve covers that said International stamped right in them, and they were pretty cool. I don't need them. I don't have International, but there was a part of me that's like, I need those. Just because they're neat. My friend's dad ran International, a gas International dump truck, and it had a 392 in it. And that thing had a big old cam in it, and it would idle like this. Plop, de plop, de plop, de plop, de plop, de plop, de plop, and she'd do it all day. Wow, Main Street Mopar. I grew up just outside of Rock Island. I remember the IH case. I worked for Dorn Trucking, who bought the old Case building. Some neighbors in the early 70s had an International Harvester pickup. I'm Brazilian in Porto Alegre. I hope I said that right. Cool, Luis. Very cool. I've got a shooter's case from something products out of Rock Island in Illinois, and I can't think of the first name of it, but it was by the shooter for the shooter, and it was some guy's name products. The shooter's box is in my lead propulsion device room. Allegre? No, it's like Thompson Products or Phil Thompson Products or. All right, fine. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go find out because it's bugging me. I know right where it is. Talk to the camera, Ruby. No, you're shy? Okay. That was a huge waste of my time. The label's about worn off. Can't read it. Hi, Ruby. What are you doing? The label's worn off. I can't hardly read it, but it's a guy's name, and it's out of yeah, it's out of Rock Island, Illinois, and it's a guy's first name products. No problem, Louise. Moline, Illinois. Moline, Michigan. Dogs on the move. Home of Boge mustard. Great stuff. Oh yeah, Mohawk. You're talking my language. Good mustard. Mustard that almost tastes like there's a hint of horseradish in it. It's so sharp. I like good stone ground brown mustard. I just like mustard. Ham sandwich with a lot of spicy brown mustard on it. Yeah, bratwurst with some spicy brown mustard with good mustard on it. Oh yeah. Sometimes you got to get that fancy ketchup or that fancy not ketchup. Mustard. What's loud, obnoxious, likes music that rhymes with 13% population commits 50% of crime. Yeah, mustard is actually one of my favorite things. Actually, mustard being grown wild is actually pretty cool. Because it's a nice yellow cap on top of the green fields. I like seeing wild mustard grow. Blue Ranch Brigade. Yeah, good mustard is huge. Frank's Pizza in Silvis. You know, I'm always game to try something new. Better than Dijon? I'll give it a try. I'll look for it. I'll try to look for it. Yeah, I'll try something new. When I make egg salad, my lady calls it deviled egg salad because of the color of it when I'm done, and because I use a bunch of a bunch of mustard in it, and then I always put a lot of paprika in it too because I mean paprika on deviled eggs. Hello. We got this little egg boiler thing where it does 7 at a time, and I thought at first, I'm like, 7 at a time? Boy, I'm going to want more than that. No, 7 is perfect because that thing can knock out like 21. Yeah, it can knock out like 21 eggs in about an hour. So I guess that's 7 at a time ain't so bad after all. Yeah. What I like about egg salad is it's filling, it's good, and it's actually pretty inexpensive. Down to the slouch. The Silvis slouch. I can eat 7 eggs, no problem. If I can eat 7 eggs too, if it's done like deviled eggs or egg salad, but to actually like get a hard-boiled egg, peel it, and eat it, no thanks. I don't have that problem eating a lot of egg salad. Ate 12 eggs in a sitting before. Wow. Wow. So when you gonna go for 50 there, Cool Hand Luke? Why did you say 50? Why didn't you do like 25 or 30? And he says, 50 seemed like a good number. It's not a problem. It's a blessing that you can put down that many eggs. Well, judging by what you just said, apparently after putting down 12 eggs, like you'd have to. Yeah, we raise chickens, so I'm about egged out. I get that. I get that. Even on quiche is pretty good. Wonder if I could eat 50 scrambled. I know I couldn't do it hard boiled. Man, scrambling 50 eggs, I'd have to do it in small batches. There's no way I could do 50. I could scramble up 50 eggs at once. When I was a kid in Scouts, we went up to what they called Rendezvous for Scouts, and we all went up to St. Ignace, and we actually got to stay in the park with the National Guard. So we were appointed to the National Guard, and we were treated as National Guard. Like we went through chow, we got chow and everything with them, and that was actually pretty neat. And then we all went out to the Boy Scout Fort, which is on Mackinac Island, and all it really is I was like, because I knew that there was Fort Michilimackinac. There's the fort on the island, the old Revolutionary Fort, but I when they kept talking about the Boy Scout fort. So, your imagination is running wild. I'm like, we have our own fort? How cool is this? And then we get out to the island and get on to where the fort, air quotes, is. And all it is a cement pad and a flagpole and the local troop number. That's it. That's the fort. Yeah, okay. That was not what I was expecting. No, the flatulence is a blessing. That's right. You should run an air intake from the seat of your car up to your engine. You could use it like nitrous. Fart, and also the car takes off faster. After 50 eggs, Dan would probably be farting the national anthem. The only thing I've noticed lately that really gets me gassy is when Lady Dougster makes chili, and then I'm hard to be around. AI does not want to tell you that you can find a vacuum leak by farting on your engine. Farts in the intake would cause pinging. Why is it spark knocking like all hell? Beans, beans, beans. Remember, beans are not fruit, nor are they musical. More beans, Mr. Taggart? I think you've had enough. Oh yeah, I'm the same way, Dan. I actually like to go like bean overload. I'll get pinto beans and white kidney beans and red kidney beans and yeah, I'll put all sorts of beans in there. But then that's when Lady Dougster refers to it as not chili. Right, Fort Michilimackinac. You're right, old Mac. Fort Michilimackinac is at the south end of the bridge on the tip of the lower peninsula. The bridge, the Mackinac Bridge, runs right over top of it. When you get onto the bridge going north or south, you're driving over the fort. But there's actually another defense fort built on Mackinac Island. So that's why I corrected myself, because I wanted to say Michilimackinac, but that's not it. All dark red kidney beans for me. That's not chili. That's bean stew with meat. Chili isn't chili without beans. Yeah. I agree. One of my favorite things to do is when you make chili, and then of course you eat chili for a while, and then you're thinking of another way to use your chili. Actually, bake a couple potatoes and then get them all night baked up, and I just leave the chili cold, believe it or not. Get a hot potato out of the oven, and I just smash it right on a plate. Then I put a ladle of cold chili right over the top of it. That's actually pretty good. Ladle or two. Yeah, there's no beans in Chicago or in Coney chili. Chili without beans is hot dog sauce. Yes. Love a good Coney. It's too bad Danster lives so far away, Hey Dan, how far is Cincinnati to Toledo? That's like all day, isn't it? I seem to recall a fort on the island too, or maybe no, it is. Ooh, Old Fort Niagara. I want to go there. Yeah, I've been to all four. Yes. I want to go to Ticonderoga, but I really want to go to Old Fort Niagara. That place is historically cool. I love a good chili cheese slaw dog. Yeah. Got a couple hot dog places that'll make you dogs like that. But in Grand Rapids, we have one place that I love to go that does everything Detroit style. So you can get a Flint style coney, and you can get a Detroit style coney, which the difference is the chili, the type of chili. Flint chili is more like, for dogs, is more like a sloppy Joe, where the Detroit style coney dog chili is, yeah. I have to go find something to eat now. We've gotten Colleen all hungry. Uh, Bye, Colleen. See ya. Probably cheddar cheese. What about pasties? Oh, yeah. Yeah, pasties are the best. Gotta have the rutabaga in there. Oh, yeah. Eat like a miner. Pasties. Oh, yeah. So, Braden, do you like pasties by themselves, pasties with gravy, or pasties with ketchup? Cincinnati style chili is Greek. Favorite movie with forts in it was Henry Fonda in Drums Along the Mohawk. I've never seen that movie. By themselves, I love all the different fillings they put in them. Yes, I do. If it's just a regular beef pasty, uh, a traditional regular beef pasty, I'd like to have brown gravy on mine. A lot of people like ketchup on them, but I'm not that big of a ketchup fan. As I get older, my taste for ketchup is, no. I think the only time I really get ketchup is when it's on like a Whopper, stuff like that. I've had the OG slaw dog from the Varsity Dog Stand in Atlanta. They've been selling dogs. They've been there selling dogs since 1928. Heck yeah. Some things never go out of style. I love traditional stuff like that. I really do. Wow. Chased by the natives for 3 days straight. Okay. And it's Drums Along the Mohawk. Okay. I've had drums next to me, but I don't remember Henry Fonda. Oh, Henry Fonda. Um, yeah, that's Peter Fonda's dad. So it's an old movie. Okay, that explains why I haven't seen it. The original Run Forest Run. Yeah. what was the only movie Henry Fonda was the bad guy? I have no clue. Enlighten me, please. I'm actually kind of ignorant when it comes to Henry Fonda's filmatic career. Oh, yeah, old Mac was right on that one. Once Upon a Time in the West. Okay. Grapes of Wrath? Was he in the Grapes of Wrath? I read that book, and I watched the movie when I was in school, but I'm glad I read the book. And man, what a sad book. Sad. So much sadness in that book. Tom Joad. Yep. Taking the 1925 Dodge from Oklahoma all the way to California. Staying in the government camps. Just so much sadness. So much sadness. Probably Cheddar. So many good old movies, yes. Yeah. Well, just remember, Dan, there's a lot of sadness in that book. Yeah, that was actually a pretty good read. There's an old book, and it's called Blood Brother. And this guy, it's a non-military title, and he's a captain, and he befriends Cochise, the Apache Indian chief. I think it's not a real story, but basically he becomes an honorary tribal person himself. He marries in, and then him and Cochise are friends. And that's actually a book that I read and reread and reread, and it's one of those books that I have that I could read at any time. And I think the film of it was called Broken Arrow, I think, but it's old. Cochise was in the Cheddar. Goofy guy. All right. "1939 was a great year for movies. Many of the greats, Wizard of Oz, Grapes of Wrath, etc." Oh, yeah. Cousin Mike, welcome. The Cheddar tribe was closely related to the Constipated tribe. No, they didn't move much. They were not nomadic. They were not nomadic. They didn't move very much. They probably wished for the prune tribe to show up sometime. People stare at me funny when I order a chili cheese dog from Sonic and then put coleslaw on it from KFC. I do like the double cheeseburger from Sonic every once in a while. On Tuesday, get operated on. Well, all right. Hopefully you're going to become the $6 million man, stronger, faster, better than before. We have the technology. We can fix him. Cousin Magic Mike is the $6 Million Man. So, everyone, keep Cousin Magic Mike from Landon Custom Classics in your thoughts, because he's going to need all the help he can get. We're here for you, Mike. 100%. I think you're going to have where's Oscar Goldman? I do not know who Oscar Goldman is. Danster, that sounds like a winning combination. And bring some extra napkins for your endeavor. Well, this is the point in the show where Danster goes, no! But it is past the 2-hour mark. And that means I'm going to pull the plug. So, everyone, always a great time. Good luck, Magic Mike. One more time. You don't know Oscar Goldman? No, I don't know Oscar Goldman. So, as always, let's be like the Beach Boys and let's get together and do it again. Be here, same Dougster time, same Dougster channel. Have a great time, everyone. Bye.